1960, Nigeria got her independence from Great Britain. 1960 to 1963, there were 3 regions, namely Northern, Western, and Eastern. Between 1963 and 1967, the country became 4 regions, namely Northern, Western, Midwestern, and Eastern. 1967, General Yakubu Gowon, the 3rd head of state, created 12 states from the first 3 regions. 3rd February 1976, General Murtala Muhammad, the 4th head of state, created additional 7 states and also Abuja as the federal capital territory. On the 23rd of September 1987, General Ibrahim Babangida, the 8th head of state, created 2 states, namely Akwa Ibom and Katsina. August 27, 1991, General Ibrahim Babangida created additional 9 states. 1st October 1996, General Sani Abacha, the 10th head of state, created 6 more states, namely Bayelsa, Nasarawa, Zamfara, Gombe, Ekiti, and Ebonyi. The creation of Ebonyi state didn't come on a silver platter, just like Nigeria's independence. As the agitation for independence reached its crescendo, the founding fathers of the nation began to attend constitutional conferences in Lagos and London. Minority groups expressed fears about domination by the 3 regions of the Federation. In September 1957, the Willink Commission was set up to address the fears of the minority. From 1967 to 1991, states were created by different heads of state. The agitations didn't abate.
Political positions were shared according to regions. And when it comes to Eastern region, brothers in Anambra would take their own share and take our own share. The same with ministerial appointments, ambassadorial appointments, even contracts, anything at all, name it. To say the least, were marginalized.
The push for Ebonyi state began in 1960.
It will come up and will die. It will come up and it will die. Until when Enugu state was created out of old Anambra, the struggle became more intensive.
Late Ofianwale was the senator representing Abakaliki Senatorial District at the National Assembly, Lagos, from 1979 to 1983.
He submitted a paper in Lagos.
The proposal for the creation of Ebonyi state, which he submitted to the National Assembly in 1979, was a big boost.
Fortunately, one of the founding fathers of this nation, Chief Awolowo, who was then asking to be president of this country under the platform of UPN, quickly recognized the uncreated Ebonyi state under the motion of Senator Ofianwale and recognized Ofianwale immediately. That prompted Ofianwale at that time to leave MPN, which was the ruling party, to join UPN because his colleagues and friends in MPN were not supporting his motion. And there was a man who said, yes, this state is viable. Pa Awolowo recognized the uncreated Ebonyi state and treated that uncreated state as a state.
We didn't have the money. We didn't have the money bags. But we had sincere individuals, people with integrity.
Sometimes we don't have hope. Sometimes we go to Abuja. We'll be lying on the ground, on the floor, in the hotel. But we were one. Because of being one, we were strong.
Elder Dr. Kanebiam was our patron.
The Abakaliki group came to Dr. Kanebiam and hinted him that it would be good for the 2 groups to come together and fight for a state. At first, Dr. Biam did not agree. He said he doesn't want Nigeria to be split into pieces.
He felt that united we stand, divided we fall. So he didn't want the Igbos to be split into states at all.
Some of us, after they had gone and we heard this, we met Ibiam. Elder N. Nkama Egu Nkama, Saminyaga, myself, Crazy, and Akanotu. We met him and discussed with him that he should accept what the Abakaliki group had come to say. After our advising him, discussed with him, agreed with him, he agreed that since there are so many states in the north, that he will ask him to give him his own state.
He agreed. I used his hand. I wrote, Tabata, give him my own state. It is when we went to submit the letter that the man died in a hotel room at Abuja. We hid it. We didn't want anybody to know. We put him in a vehicle and returned him.
Where to situate the capital was seriously debated on.
It was resolved that if a governor comes from Abakaliki group, the capital will be at Afikpo. But if it happens that the governor will come from Afikpo, the capital will be Abakaliki. That was the original agreement. But when Nna died in 1995, they changed everything and had the governor and had the capital in their own area. Some people say instead of having Afikpo or Abakaliki, let it be at Onweke, because Onweke was regarded as the middle of Ebonyi.
If you are coming from Kalago to Onweke and they are coming from Ishago, you come at the same time. And if you saw the first drawing, it was Onweke that was made the capital. But one night, I was sleeping here. My phone rang around 9 o'clock. Brigadier Oladipo there then, who was the 2IC and who was my classmate. He phoned me, Felix, people have gotten state to, we're just finishing our meeting now. But the problem we have is where the capital will be sited. We don't have money to build Onweke as the capital. He said, if you people can take Abakaliki as a capital, your state is already got. He said, what do you do? What do you want us to do? Because between now and next tomorrow, submit another memo and change the capital from Onweke to Abakaliki. Very early in the morning, I went and called the chairman of Abakaliki local government, just no good to them. We called other chairmen from this side, caretaker chairman. We went to Christopher Wankwo's house in Enugu. I told them what the brigadier there told me. We just dusted the former memo and put Abakaliki as the capital and removed the SAR. Chief Chris Wankwo, Agomeze, let Dr. Okisu, we collected their money, give them, they went and resubmitted our memo. When the state was created, Abakaliki was made the capital.
There were only 7 local government areas at that time, and that posed a problem.
The federal government said you have to beef it up so that it will seem to the outside world that you merit a state. They went to Bayelsa, they couldn't beef up anything. They gave them. There were eight local governments. Carry go because of the agitation. They gave me form to fill to divide Ezza into 2. Ezza North, Ezza South. We gave form to the chairman of Abakaliki government. That formed what we call Abakaliki Ubodo Ebonyi. You see, he's already there. We gave form to Ikwo. The Ikwo man refused to fill his own. He ran away with it. Because if your local government is created into 2, you drop. You as a chairman will drop. The other people will take a chairman. The other people will take a chairman. Or the chairman of the whole Ezza, before Ezza was divided into 2, I dropped. I was in the National Assembly too. Ishelu was divided into 2. You have a Uku and Ishelu. They divided the Hozara. We get Ivo and the Hozara. We get Onitsha and we got Eda. We would have been 14 if Ogberu submitted his own. That's why we are 13.
Other criteria like number of schools, hospitals, and hospital beds were also met.
Belexekome helped us.
The name Ebonyi was adopted because of this river called Ebonyi River.
Ebonyi is the name of a natural feature. It's a river that traverses the whole of the state, from the north to the south.
The 13 local government areas in the state are grouped into 3 zones, namely North, South, and Central.
Formerly we were of Ugoja province. Then just before the war, we had Abakaliki province. Ebonyi South came largely from Abia. And what was really carved out from Abia state involved Eda, Afikpo, Ishiago, Ohozara, Akeze, Afikpo proper, Amasere. They came originally from Afikpo division. Ebonyi North came largely from Enugu state.
Ebonyi state has the slogan, Salt of the Nation. This is Uburu, a town in Ohozara local government area. This is the Salt Lake. It is called Mai in local palace. Legend has it that the villages in Uburu that discovered the Salt Lake were Umuchima, Ogu, and Urobo. This occupation is the exclusive preserve of women.
My name is Margaret Ekoma. Mahi is our occupation. We use our earnings from here to train our children in school. Governor Mahi and all the prominent people in this community were trained with the process from here.
This is how the salt is processed. We construct these with sand. We put cocoyam leaves and sand inside the pot. Ashes go in too. Women who are not menstruating at the moment go with clay pots to fetch the water and pour into the pots. After a while, we'll pour a little more, cover it and leave it for 6 hours. We will return and create a hole underneath. It will be dropping little by little. We will pour it into a drum. It gets heated up and we have our salt. Okposhi is also blessed with a salt lake. Theirs was discovered by a hunter known as Ekoma Chita. The nutritious salt is sold at different prices.
200. 115.
Abundance of solid minerals has attracted many investors.
Ebonyi State has a lot of mineral resources, over 25 different kinds of mineral resources. We have brine, and brine is found in Atuburu, of course. We are lucky to have Uburu, and brine is major raw material in producing table salt and all that kind of salts, chlorine, hypochlorite. Some of them are used in water treatment. We also have granite. Granite is known all over the place with what we call chippings, used in construction of roads and bridges and other concrete works. We have lead, abundance of lead in places like Enyigba, Ohos, Ramere, and so on. And zinc. This is one major revenue earner in the state. We have limestone, very large quantities. Limestone is the key mineral for cement production. Ebonyi State housed the first cement industry in Nigeria, the Niger Cement. And that was because limestone had been found in this part of the world as far back as in the 1940s. So this is the home of limestone in the entire eastern Nigeria. We have sand, we have kaolin, and these are used for ceramics. Of course, the tiles, we have marble stones, we have gypsum. Gypsum is one very important mineral used for cement production. Gypsum and limestone and some other minor additives equals cement. We have coal. Recent search shows that it is in abundant quantities in that one area. We have phosphate, iron ore, pyrites, rough gold. We have crude oil. Well, search is still going on. We have contacted consultants to really find out what it is all about. The initial survey shows that there's crude oil in Ebonyi State, and we are going to harness it.
Ebonyi has acres of arable land.
We are number 1 in cassava production in Nigeria. We are number 2 in rice production in Nigeria, the rice production in Nigeria. And our rice is the sweetest rice all over the world. We produce the greatest quantity of yam in Nigeria.
I try any Korubo. I am Maranya Ikuji. Oizib the highest cottage in Ebonyi State.
Yana Kwanka Bombona, Eba no Quibo. Eba English, what I am. Only Obana from 50 years up. Within an area what I am, Maka sugar. On where sugar, on where starch. Eba Beba na Aquapotia. Anishi. They can never near no Google, na Bakliki market. Ota is a real food, but 200. You will take 5 here, 1,000 naira.
We are number 3 now in poultry production. The land generally is very fertile. We have tractors across the local government that goes to the farm. Our governor won the best governor in agriculture in the whole country for 2 years now, 2017 and 2018. And I got the best commissioner for agriculture in the whole federation. In 2016, we generated 11.8 billion from rice alone. We are rich. It's no more the time they call us the Wawa people. Look, we are looking for people that will emulate what we are doing.
Palm oil production is a lucrative business here. This is Poperi village in Amasari. This site is nature's gift to them. Edith Idamobase has done this for 33 years.
Orureru aitisiye ehenwetisira nwa edebere henwa aifuru eja we ya drum yi oku n'ogie aikusiye na injini asuari ayi asu ndị n'isuluarịa ya so anyị vuru ebe wuye n'uji uji ma na wuyi ebo ibe aja gaba n'imiye na aje miye ma mefute mmanụ jesibekwenu n'ọkụ n'ọbụzuru mmanụ ana-eri eri.
Ihe anyị na-ere mmanụ bụ 8,500.
The business is in man.
Their complaint is water.
Aje fukataga mini o ma tụa ya.
Eka mma tere okwu o kwekọsịghị na afụtaga afụta ka anyị ahụ uru ọbaghara anyị bụ otu ọma na abụ anyị nwụgo mmiri na anyị nwụgaje na lia ya anyị chọrọ mmiri anyị nwede ha nwaanyị ma iwu aka ma ha agụ ha konya here.
They resume at 5 a.m. and close late.
Ya mefutere ya kudeberie yi ani ayi mini ani ayi njini ihe bụ mkpa anyị.
At Amangbala village in Afibo, this machine they call presser is operated manually.
Just because we don't have electrical presser, that is why. So if anybody wants to help us or want to assist us, moreover, we will only tell the person to assist us with getting this electrical presser.
After this, they will still cook the oil before it goes to the market.
No, they never my Syria. Or the case you use 1 year. You perfect another man who is Syria. In the shady number now.
The shell of the kernel is removed, and what is left, which is called ake in local parlance, is used for the production of palm kernel oil.
Murma was the name of Yahoo. Or the cake bata. It's the name bata. She won't take now you say my question. Magundi any money and Agabaga Nagara. You were already going out, no release. You have to see Kike. Dear Nagaja already 4 days, 5 days. You will kick Batashi when you have no release there, no answer. Isharakia, it's sad to do anyway, racing the matter. Oh, your name is Segbe, oh, your name is Tai, oh, your name is.
It can also be eaten in this form.
You didn't not as my sister.
Apart from farming, Ebonyans are also well read. There are more than 7 tertiary institutions in the state. Ebonyi State University was established 20 years ago. It is located in the state capital, Abakaliki. Akanu Ibiam Federal Polytechnic, located in Unwana, was established 38 years ago. Venerable Dr. Ogbonnia Ibenwo is the 5th rector of the oldest federal polytechnic in the southeast.
Our core strengths are in engineering, ceramics, technology. There are 6 schools, 29 departments, and 47 programs. By program, I mean ND and HND. Our products do well, and the environment is calm, is conducive, peaceful. In recent times, the host community has been so peaceful, and there is every reason to be here for academics, and our lecturers are really up to it.
There are many nursery, primary, and secondary schools in the state. Government Secondary School Afibo has produced achievers. His Excellency, Engineer Dr. David Nweze Umahi, passed out in 1982. He is a good ambassador of his alma mater.
David Umahi has now shown the people what good governance can generate. He has told us that with good governance, the state can be transformed, just like Ebonyi State has been transformed.
Ebonyi State was created during the military era with General Sani Abacha as the head of state. Navy Commander Walter Fegabo became her administrator for 2 years. Simeon Oduoye took over in 1998 and was the administrator for 9 months. He was an Assistant Inspector General of Police. On the 29th of May 1999, Dr. Sam Ewu assumed office as the first elected governor of the state. After 8 years, he handed over to Martin Elechi, one of the founding fathers of the state. After 8 years, David Nweze Umahi, a civil engineer, contested in the elections and won. He is the 3rd governor of Ebonyi State.
God had been very kind to the state. The first person, Walter Fayabo, a young man, was a workaholic. 12 o'clock in the midnight, he's inspecting projects. And that's what the present governor is doing.
We are very, very fortunate to have, as it were, the heir to Dr. Akanu Ibiam, who actually is implementing all the things that my father had in mind, which he couldn't do. Bravo and kudos to His Excellency Chief Dave Nweze Umahi for the kind of roads that he's doing there, that he's laying down all over Ebonyi State.
You can see the Emerald Market Road and the street lighting that is accompanying it. You can imagine what it will look like when completed. It will completely transform the environment. And that's not the only road. There are other ones coming up. It's a welcome development. It's amazing because we've never had it like this.
Chief Dave Umahi has done noble. He has empowered women, youth. He has done a lot. He has done more than he promised during his campaign period. We feel in his second tenure, Africa will be second to the state capital.
He has made road construction a priority. That all the communities within Ebonyi State, you will see a specimen road being done by him. We have street light, and he was able to repair Dr. Kanevian's building. He is promising us he will do more. So we wish him to go again.
Abakaliki in the night is like a heaven. It's like you are sitting down in New York. It never used to be like that. We used to be a very dirty, sleepy town. Engineer Umahi has shown that he's a civil engineer and has brought his experience as a civil engineer to bear in the state. So I join others to thank him. If there's continuity on the steps he has taken, we are going to be probably the best state in the next 10 years.
You have to find a means so that people don't take it from them. Stop crying, it's well with you.
The story of Nigeria is incomplete without a good mention of Ebonyi State. Ezogo Dr. Francis Akanu Ibiam, a native of Unwana, was the first governor of the eastern region. His daughter, Princess Alu Ibiam, has been the regent of Unwana community for 20 years. Onyiba Ajanwachuku, who hailed from Okposhi, was the first minister of education from 1958 to 1965. His son, late Dr. Igwe Ajanwachuku, also became the Minister of Education between June 2007 and December 2008. Mrs. Beatrice Ajanwachuku was the Commissioner for Education in the old Abia State. Dr. Obonnea Onu, a native of Uburu, was the first elected governor of old Abia State. Currently, he is the Minister of Science and Technology. Senator Anyim Pius Anyim from Ishiago became the youngest president of the Nigerian Senate in August 2000 at the age of 39. Between May 2011 and May 2015, he was the secretary to the government of the Federation. In 2016, Professor Amario Maka became Ebonyi's first senior advocate of Nigeria. He is from Amasere.
I think it's just about being yourself and trusting God. I didn't achieve what I have achieved today because I work harder than others. I try my best Whatever I focus, I concentrate. I don't dissipate energy in so many things. I was engrossed in so much research that in any area of law where you don't find human beings, I want to know what to do there to improve that law.
Celebrities of Ebonyi State origin are Sinach, Pato Rankin, Techno, Grace Ama, Chacha Eke, just to mention a few. There are 82 recognized traditional rulers in the state. The 13 local government areas are different culturally and linguistically.
The dialect of my brothers from the other side is a bit difficult for me. And they themselves also feel the same about me. So in short, communication is a problem.
Apart from the salt lakes in Uburu and Oposi, there are other tourist sites in the state. Amancho Cave in Etiti Community, Afibo South, Ndibe Beach in Afibo, and Unwana Beach.
Ibiabo, Obodo Agozi or Agozi, since 1888. Odiga here Azogibia, Zahoria, Ndozo, Nesibia, Neje Cross River. The polytechnics no habia here for picnics. And a Poconeja, Obutodem, Inokozuahu.
Many non-indigents have lived here for long. Many go to church. Some are traditionalists, and there is also a Muslim community. Ebonyi women are second to none.
Eboyans, I know how they behave, especially their girls. They are not that type. No, they are not. Ebonyi women, they are very submissive. They are not the type that will say, "Who are you?" Somebody like Zeke. Just coming to see this girl perform in a wonderful way. That was how Zeke got married to the wife. So if you want to get married, please get married to an Ebonyi man. At times they can be naughty, but mostly, if you know how to handle them, they will be wonderful to you.
Here are some Ebonyi foods and snacks. In the evening, people unwind. At night, towns and villages are well lit.
Initially, we never knew that we will get up to this level, that the state government will remember us. Our parents now can even walk around without hurricane lamp as usual. Nobody cares for touch again. We don't even know whether EDC are giving, whether they are still giving light or not. This time around, we see light every night. We walk around, we feel freely going to anywhere we want to go. So we are excited. Ama people are very happy. We are very, very happy with the governor.
David Mweze Omahe, in his campaign promises in 2015, he promised Amasa that when I enter, I will give you people a chairman for the first time since the creation of Afibo local government. And he has done it. He also promised Amasa that I will construct roads leading from Amasi to Uburu and also from Amasi to Owut, Eda, which he has done. He also promised a street light, which today Amasa is like a Dubai and America in Africa.
A drive around the state speaks of a governor who is working. To many, one good term deserves another.
It makes sense for us to show our gratitude to His Excellency and make sure that he comes back. He really deserves it. And besides, he needs that time to do the rest of the work that's waiting for him.
There's still a lot of capacity building to be done. There's still so much to be done in terms of schools.
We are going to vote this man in.
We are looking forward to Dave Umahi finishing his second tenure and handing over to somebody else who will imitate him.
And I won't be surprised one day you'll be a president of Nigeria if he continues this way.